Am I the asshole wife is mad because I answered the phone incorrectly? My wife and I have been dating since 2018, married 2023. This morning, after leaving the house, she calls me and I answer the phone, yeah, with no attitude. Instead of telling me what she called for, she starts ranting about how rude to answer the phone like that. From there we start arguing about the validity of that statement. She says that to her, it feels like I don't want to talk to her. I'm obviously going to do my best to answer the phone like a normal person, but I would like your opinion to know if I am indeed the holy or not, and some insight to help see it from her view. Might as well have answered with, what do you want? Because that's the energy yeah gives off. You are the asshole. Take it from someone who has been married a long time, and seen a lot of other marriages fall apart. The big killer in a marriage isn't infidelity or abuse. It is failing to treat the other person like they are important to you. You have only been married for 2 years, but are essentially answering your phone by saying, what do you want now? Her anger was likely not directed at how you answered the phone, but was the accumulation of you always talking to her like you don't care to hear her voice. You are the asshole, and don't take her for granted. You are the asshole if for no other reason than I read your post, and you just kinda sound like an asshole. Sorry you asked. Yeah. Technically NH, in my mind. But your wife is telling you she feels disrespected when you greet her with a yeah on the phone. You love her, right? Just address her how she wants to be addressed. This ain't a hill to die on. She says that to her. It feels like I don't want to talk to her. Do you want to talk to her? Am I the asshole because I didn't take a co-worker to the airport? Just started a new job working 3 weeks on and 3 weeks off. This is my first time working for 3 weeks straight. I live around 2 hours from the job, while my co-workers could be anywhere in the US, so most of them fly in. About a week and a half a guy I never met joins the crew. He was a chain smoker. At the end of the 3 weeks, I was asked I could drop him off at the airport because he knew I drove to the location. I told him no I couldn't and walked to my car and left. The reasons why I didn't want to was because he smelled like cigarettes and cigars, and I didn't want my car to smell like that, and also I don't want to be known as the guy who takes people to the airport before I leave. Now I heard that people know I didn't drop him off, and he doesn't like me. I feel that I had the right to refuse to drop him off, but am I the asshole? Edit. Thanks to everyone who commented. I feel much better with my decision to set the boundary and not let it turn into a nightmare like it has done for others. Once you do something nice, it's just expected next time around. Not the asshole if it's a real company they can pay for an Uber. Not the asshole. It's not part of your job and you barely know him. Why should he be your responsibility? Not the asshole. The smoke is reason enough, although even without that I would have refused since he was a stranger. Not the asshole. That smoke smell seriously makes me sick to my stomach. Also, it's ridiculous to ask a perfect stranger to drive you anywhere, coworker or not. Was your drive to the airport the 2 hours? 'Cause hell no. Not that it changes my vote either way, but I'm curious to what level the audacity rose. Not the asshole. The smoking issue aside, it's very good to set that boundary early. For FIFO positions, the company should be organizing transport to from the airport for those staff. That is absolutely not your job, and if he's missing that transport for some reason, that's his problem to deal with, not yours. Not the asshole. Smokers stink and their stink infects cars, furniture, whatever. Am I the asshole for not babysitting my 2 siblings during my mom honeymoon? Edit. I am completely grateful with all the advice people are giving me and the support they are showing. If you are reading this and left a comment, or if you are simply reading, thank you. It's heartwarming seeing all the comments. I never thought my situation would bring this much support. Okay, I don't think I am the asshole, but everyone is telling me I am, so I need extra points of view here. I am 17, and I just started university. My mom married Marcus 1 month ago, and she is going on her honeymoon this month. The duration is 4 days. I am the older sister. I have 2 siblings, one with 12Y and other with 4. And my mother told me I would have to babysit them while she and her husband are in their honeymoon. I've always babysat them in the afternoon since both my mom and Marcus work. But I can only babysit them after 3 p.m. because of my classes. I told them they would have to get a babysitter for the morning because the 12 is in school already, but the 4-year-old isn't. And I can't just miss 4 entire days of classes to stay with him. She said she can't do that because they spent a lot of money on this honeymoon and the wedding, and they are also paying a loan they used to buy a land to build a house. I told her that I really can't miss this classes. I study medicine, so watching the classes is extremely important. Not to mention I have practice classes, which I have a limited amount of times I can't miss. She insisted saying it was a one-time thing, and that she can't have anything. Marcus said I had this responsibility, since I'm their older sister. I refused, and they are telling everyone about it, and everyone is taking their side. I don't get it. Am I being selfish here? I have classes from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. almost every day. The 12Y enters school at 8:15, so I can drop him off. But I can't leave the 4Y alone, and I can't also stay home to be with him. Please tell me if I'm in the wrong and be brutally honest. And if you have any advice, I would deeply appreciate it. Edit. I'm not sure if everyone will see this. I don't think we can pin comments. But I talked with one of my cousins, and he accepted taking care of my 4Y brother during the time I'm in class. His wife loves kids, and they don't have any yet, so she said it would be a good experience. I haven't told my mother, so I'm not sure how she'll react. Not the asshole. Your mother's poor planning is not your emergency. This is something she should have discussed with you, not demanded, long before the plans were set. And of course you shouldn't miss your classes. Marcus said I had this responsibility since I'm their older sister. What the hell is wrong with adults? This isn't your responsibility, and it's your problem. They need to find an adult to help them. Not the asshole. 17-year-olds aren't responsible for their siblings. Their parents are. So they organized a honeymoon, but not child care. It is not your responsibility to discard classes because your mother and Marcus are careless in their planning. You are a good sibling for offering to look after them in the evenings. Sure, honeymoon is nothing easy to organize and honeymoon is important, but your education is important too. It's your future, and you are not a parent to be a temporary mom for your siblings, so I think that a babysitter is definitely not a bad option, especially since it's only 4 days. Medicine is hard to catch up on too. Missing even the smallest details can become a complex problem. Not the asshole. You are in school and have commitments. And you did not say no. You told her what you can do. You made a reasonable request for her to find coverage for the day, as a 4-year-old cannot go to class with you. Your mother cannot expect you to drop your academic commitments because she is traveling, especially when finals are around the corner. Do you have friends on campus that you trust that you could ask for help? If not, your mom needs to find someone for the 4 days. Am I the asshole for not wanting to buy a friend's parents' home? Me and my spouse are in our early 30s and currently house hunting new builds. A friend, Nat, heard about this and messaged us saying it's perfect that we're in the market because their parents are moving to their homeland and are looking for buyers. I politely declined and said we've got our eyes set on new builds. Nat then got defensive, stated that his parents' 2-story home is beautiful, and continued to list all the pros individually. All of which are true. I responded and said 1. We want to be the first homeowners woman shrugging light skin tone. 2. We only want to remodel/make changes once, in our late 50s, right before retirement age. 3. We specifically wanted a single-story home because this will be a forever home and don't want stairs in our old age. 4. New builds we're looking at and his parents' house are the same price, though their home is way bigger. And that's without updating this, and that to make their home our home. 5. The home was built in 1950s. So foundations, pipes, etc. are all questionable to us at this point. But Nat focused on that last line, questionable, and is now calling us AHs, and people like us are the reason why his parents' house has been in the market for more than 90 days, but new builds are being reserved and purchased left and right. I don't think we're the AHs, but another friend said, he does have a point. This friend doesn't necessarily think we're AHs, but telling us he has a point started to make me question our intentions. Are we the AHs? If their house isn't selling, they are asking too much dollar. They need to reset their expectations and stop taking their frustrations with their own bad decisions on you. Not the asshole. But this is the perfect example of why you shouldn't give people a long explanation. Rather than seeing your reasons and agreeing with you, it gives them more things to potentially latch onto and argue with you about. Just say no or no, but I'm sure their home will make some family very happy. Rinse, repeat, engage no further. Not the asshole. Your friend is an idiot. The reason their home is on the market for over 90 days is that it is overpriced. Why spend for a 75-year-old home when you can get a new build for the same price? If they lower their asking price, they will sell their home. Putting the fact that I think most new builds are garbage, and I'd take an older home any day of the week aside. You do not owe Nat an explanation. Stop giving him reasons/excuses as to why you do not want to buy his parents' home. Your parents' house is not what we are looking for. End of story. If he keeps pestering you, block him. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, obviously. Why would you make the biggest purchase of your life based on a friend's convenience rather than your preference? I'd just ignore/cut them out unless they're particularly close to you. Not the asshole, but I would really rethink wanting to go with a new build. Everyone I know who has purchased a new build has had to do major renovations within a year of living in them. I'm talking down to the studs renovation because they were so shoddily built. The truth of the matter is that a lot of new builds are not built as well as older homes. So, just be aware of that possibility.